12. Manthara's Ill Counsel. This is a long chapter. The king embraced Rama, seated him beside him on the throne, and said, I am old. I have enjoyed my life as a man and a king. I have discharged all my duties to my ancestors. There is nothing left for me to do. My only desire is to install you on the throne of our fathers. Last night I had bad dreams. Those who read the future advise me that a great sorrow, even death, may overtake me very soon. Hence, I wish to have the coronation performed tomorrow. Tomorrow, the readers of the stars say, is auspicious. Something within me says, do this at once. You and Sita should prepare for tomorrow's anointment by fasting tonight. Lie down on a bed of darba grass and have trusty and vigilant friends to look after your safety. It seems to me that the present time when Bharata is away is particularly opportune for your installation. Not that I do not know that Bharata is the soul of righteousness in thought and conduct alike, and that he is devoted to you, but the minds of men are changeful and open to unexpected influences. And so the king decided that the coronation should be performed on the very next day and told Vashishta of his decision. Bad dreams added to the reasons for fixing the day for the coronation at once. Taking leave of his father, Ram went to Kausala's apartment to give her the news and seek her blessing. But the queen had heard the news already. Sumitra, Sita, and Lakshman were all there with Kausala, who, clad in ceremonial white, sat offering prayers for her son. Ram reported that to his mother the king's latest command. She answered, This I have heard. May you live long, be a great ruler, conquer your foes, and protect your subjects and kinfolk. You have pleased your father and you have made me happy. Then, bidding farewell to his mother and stepmother, Ram went to his own apartment. As directed by the king, Vashishta came to Ram's place. He was welcomed by him at the entrance. Vashishta initiated Ram with due mantras in his pre-coronation fast. As Vashishta returned to the king, he saw groups of people on the royal road cheerfully discussing the great festival of the morrow. Houses were being decorated with flowers, festoons, and flags. It was very difficult that Vashishta could make his way through the crowd to the king's palace. The king was pleased to hear that the fast begun duly and all was being got ready for the ceremony. But in his heart of hearts, there was a fear that some mishap may come between him and the one wish. The city was in a joyous commotion of expectancy. In every house, in every street, men, women, and children looked on the coronation as a great and auspicious occasion in their own lives and awaited it with enthusiasm. Ram and Sita in their dwelling meditated long on Narayana, fed with ghee, the sacrificial fire, and reverently sipped with what remained of the ghee, and slept on grass spread on the floor. Early the following morning, they were roused from slumber by music and held themselves in readiness to proceed to the palace in expectation of the auspicious call. But the summons that came was of an entirely opposite nature, in accordance with the practice in royal households. Queen Kaikeyi had a woman companion and confidential servant. She was a hunchback named Mathura. Being a distant relation of the queen, she claimed great intimacy with her. Mathura is one of the best known characters in the Ramayana. Every man, woman, and child in our land knows and detests her as the cause of Ram's exile, Dasharatha's death, and all the sorrows which befell the royal family. On the day on which Dasharatha summoned the assembly and decided to anoint Ram as Yuvaraja, Mathura happened to climb up the terrace of the women's apartments and stood surveying the town below. She saw the streets were sprinkled with water and gaily decorated flags. Flags flew from the housetops. Wearing new clothes and bright jewels, smeared with sandal paste and decked in flowers, people moved about in crowds, engrossed in happy talk. Musical instruments played in the temples. Mithra could not understand the reason for all this, for she did not know what the king had decided. Some celebration was on, she guessed. Mithra turned to a servant and asked her, "Why are you wearing the silk dress? What is on in the city? Kausala seems to be distributing gifts to the Brahmanas. She's a thrifty lady and would not be doing this for nothing. There are festive sights and sounds everywhere. Do you know what this is all about?" The little servant girl answered, dancing with joy, "Why, do you not know that our Ramachandra is going to be anointed Yuvaraja tomorrow morning?" That was news. Mithra was overpowered with sudden anger. Quickly she hobbled downstairs. Straight, she entered KK's room. KK was resting on her bed. "Rise, rise, foolish woman. A flood of misfortune is rising to drown and swallow you. You are betrayed and ruined. Your star is setting. Foolish girl, is this the time to sleep?" KK, fearing that some calamity had overtaken Mithra, asked her gently, "What is troubling you? Why are you thus upset?" And the clever Mithra began, "Destruction has come upon both you and me, my girl. Dashrata has decided to make Rama Yuvaraja, the real ruler of this land. What greater cause for sorrow need I have? When grief comes to you, how can I remain unconcerned? I have come running to you. You were born and bred in a royal family. You were married into a royal family. Now, alas, all is over. Like the simple woman you are, you have been deceived. Your husband has cheated you with sweet words. It is a deep plot, as one can see. He put Bharat out of the way by sending him to the distant place of his uncle, and is taking advantage of this absence by hurriedly crowning Ram. By tomorrow it will all be over, and you watch all this lying in bed and do nothing, while you and all who depend on you are being destroyed." And so Mithra went on talking. KK's ears heard the words without quite heeding their drift. Like the rest of the royal household, her mind was overwhelmed now with the joyous expectation of Ram's coronation, for she loved and esteemed Ram like everybody else. "Mithra, you have brought me good news," she said. "Is my son Ram to be crowned tomorrow? What greater joy can come to me? Here, take this. Ask me for anything else." So saying, KK took the necklace off her neck and gave it to Mithra. It was a royal custom at once to reward with a rich gift the bringer of any important good news. KK thought Mithra, like any other officious personal assistant, was ingratiatingly jealous in her mistress's interest. How could this woman understand the goodness of Ram or the affairs of state? And so she thought her foolish fears would be banished if she saw that her mistress was happy at the event. KK's mind was still uncorrupted. She had the culture of her noble lineage and was not easily amenable to low thoughts. This but increased Mithra's grief. She flung away the necklace and said, "Woe to you, stupid woman! All is lost, and stupidly you laugh at joy. How can you be blind to the misfortune that is coming to you? Am I to laugh or cry at this folly? Your rival, Ram's mother, has conspired to making him king, and you jump with joy. Insane woman! What would be Bharata's state when Ram reigns? Would not Ram fear and ever look upon Bharat as a dangerous enemy? Ram knows human nature. He knows that Bharat alive would be a constant threat to his power, and therefore must be killed. Does not one kill a cobra out of fear? Hereafter there is no security for Bharat's life. Tomorrow morning Kausala will be a happy woman, and you will bend before her as a well-dressed slave. You will stand before her, hands clasped in obedience. From tomorrow your son too will be a subject of a slave. In these apartments there will be no more honor or joy." And she stopped, unable for grief to continue. KK heard all this and wondered, why should Mithra have such fears? Does she not know Ram? Is he not Dharma embodied in human form? She said, "Mithra, have you not known and rejoiced in Ram's truthfulness? right conduct and humility? He's the elder prince and he gets the kingdom. Bharata will get it one day after him. What is wrong with all this? Why, dear friend, do you feel such grief? After Ram, Bharat will reign for 100 years. Do not cry. You know how affectionate Ram is to me. Indeed, he cares for me more than he for his own mother. Does not Ram hold his brothers as dear as life? It is not right that you should fear any harm from Ram. Alas, alas, said Mathura. Why are you so foolish? Once Ram is crowned king, what chance has Bharat? Do you not know the rule of succession? When Ram ascends the throne, all prospects of royalty for Bharat and his line are at the end. After Ram, Ram's son will be king, and after him, that son's son will become king. And so the succession will go on. Eldest son succeeds eldest son. There is no chance for a younger brother, no matter how good or manly he is. My dear, you know not even this? What is one to do? Once Ram is crowned, she continued, he will not leave Bharat alone. There will be a danger to Bharat's life. If you want Bharat to live, advise him to remain away, an exile from home, for if he returns, he'll be coming to his death. It would be safest for him to leave even his uncle's house and hide his head in obscurity in some more distant land. And Kausala is no friend of yours. She brings you a grudge because you are the king's favorite and have often slighted her, and now she is sure to wreak vengeance on you. You know the wrath of a rival wife is a raging fire when it finds its chance. You may take it that, if Ram is king, Bharat is as good as dead. Therefore think hard, be firm, decide something and stick to it. Somehow Bharat must be crowned, Ram must be banished from the kingdom. Fear now entered the heart of the king. Manthura had won. Kaikeyi's face was flushed. Her breath became hot. Helpless, she clung to Manthura for comfort and safety, because his first two wives had born no children. Dasharatha, following the royal custom, married Kaikeyi, and that time Kaikeyi's father secured from Dasharatha the promise that the child of her womb should become king after him. In such a promise given by a childless king, there was nothing surprising and nothing wrong. At that time, his then queens had long been childless. The king took a third wife for the sake of progeny. Even then, his wish for a son to be born was not fulfilled. Many years passed. After the great sacrifice was performed, all three wives bore children. The son of the queen, eminent Ram, was first the eldest of 4 sons. He was also great in virtue, fully equal to the burden of kingship, acceptable to ministers, citizens, and vassal princes. How could Dasharatha violate the royal custom and ignoring Ram's claim, anoint Bharat? Moreover, neither Bharat nor Kaikeyi had ever thought of or wished for the fulfillment of this old and forgotten promise. During all the intervening years, no word had been spoken on the subject. Hence, the king thought there could be no difficulty in installing Ram as Yuvaraja, in accordance with the custom of the dynasty and public expectation. And there was no cloud in Kaikeyi's mind. This is clear from Kaikeyi's behavior. And Bharat was too noble to raise this question. And yet, as Dasharatha told Ram, even the purest of minds is mutable. When fate conspires with bad counsel, any one of us might be corrupted, and this happened to Kaikeyi. The gods in heaven had received an assurance, and the sages had performed tapas, or the destruction of Ravana. What we call destiny, therefore ordained by Kaikeyi's pure heart, should be changed by Manthura's evil counsel. So says Kamban in the Tamil Ramayana in his own inimitable style. Fearing that delay may bring some unpredictable obstacles, Dasharatha ordered the coronation to be done without waiting for Bharat's return to the capital. The same fear and hurry were used by Manthura to persuade Kaikeyi to take the wrong path. Think, my queen. Why this haste? Why does your husband rush through the ceremony when your son is absent? Is it not to cheat him of his right? Is it not the motive plain? Is not the motive plain? The king pretends to be enamored of you, but this is only hypocritical shrewdness. Thus tempted, KK thought over Manthura's advice. KK was weak like any other woman. She had good feeling and good culture, besides a keen intellect. But she had little knowledge of the world. She was also terribly obstinate. Easily deceived, she did not have the power to foresee the full consequences of her action. Thus began the Charter of Grief and Ramayana. The end. That was a long chapter, but that's honestly quite an interesting chapter.